state to have their own army and air force
Right.
and all of that, more than what they already have in the National Guard. So just because it makes much more economic sense that as a nation, we're protecting all of our nation and not just, New York and Manhattan or this tiny town in
And and I'm
Kansas,
going to admit, and I don't know if my friend's ever going to listen to this. I don't think he is because he's very not liberal at all. So
we
you
accept conservatives to listen to our podcast.
We are not a liberal.
right. But what I'm saying, I'm going to describe him. He is very much constitutionalist, textualist. I mean, he thinks that every state should be considered like Europe. Like each country is its own. They take care of each other, and they're all protected. Say, like under a European Union, but United States, where we still have federal laws that protect us overall as a nation, but each state should be sovereign into the sense because when the Constitution was founded, it was meant to be minimal government interference and more power vested in the states. And that's his holding. I mean, that's his belief. And we talked for 3 hours about this and kind of back and forth on our differences. And it's fascinating what his belief system is. And he's very well educated, so it's not like he's just spouting out of his ass. So we were able to have a nice discussion about it. And if he wasn't deployed right now, I would be having to come on.
Let's have him call in, yeah.
Could. But I think he had a very compelling argument. So maybe you'll hear about him later.
Is he in law school or is he?
No, he's just very much like religious constitution, every government, criminology, constitution.
Is he a sovereign citizen?
He's not a sovereign citizen.
He's a federalist.
I mean, he carries around his pocket constitution everywhere. He's that guy.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it.
Well, no, and it's a
understand.
different mindset, and some beliefs I share, some beliefs I totally differ on. But I think having that kind of breadth of what other people think on the other scope, or other hand, I think it's really insightful.
Mm-hmm.
What European country would best represent Minnesota?
Nick asked what European country would best represent Minnesota.
Be like
I know that landmass-
Norway or Sweden.
probably
or Poland.
Sweden. Yeah.
Landmass wise,
Oh yeah, landmass wise,
we're the same size as Germany. I know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
thought
land
you were
area.
more than that.
Land area. We're about the same size as Germany.
And we
do
have a
lot of
dominating
Germans.
nature.
We are. I mean,
Do
in
we?
some ways, we're like
It's so
kind of
passive-aggressive.
technological, like on the
So
medical.
Germany of
I wouldn't go quite that far.
Yeah, I don't
Which
know
is
about
the
that.
most passive aggressive European country?
Ooh, the most passive aggressive.
Not the Germans.
Oh, the Brits for sure. Oh no, the French. No, they're just like
They're
It's
just
like,
I don't know.
crabby.
These are just stereotypes that
Yeah.
none of it's
they were
real
like,
true.
I don't want to get involved
Is
in
it
any
Sweden?
world war.
Is it
Screw
Sweden
all
or
It's gotta be
is
Sweden.
that Sweden?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Yeah, they're the one that's like
Switzerland?
down.
Oh.
They're the ones that
Switzerland is,
don't include us in any of
terminally
these world
neutral.
wars.
And Liechtenstein. I have a word for you, Liechtenstein. Beautiful little country. Hope to visit again.
So let's talk about NAFTA and the NAFTA deal that's coming. That could be coming out. So NAFTA was kind of a treaty between, how would you describe it? It was an agreement
North
between
American Free Trade Agreement.
North American Free Trade Agreement. So it was an agreement between Mexico, the U.S., and Canada to open up some free trade within our three countries.
Allowed America to build factories in Mexico and pay people really poorly to produce our goods. Is one facet of NAFTA.
So what do you think is the good, bad, and do you think the New Deal that Trump is kind of going to try to push through even matters?
Where the fuck am I supposed to get my foie gras? It's like what I want to know. My maple syrup. Like if they can't work this out,
No idea. where that's
I'm not
gonna
going to
come
feel
from.
like a bourgeoisie anymore.
What are the differences in this new
Yeah,
one he's
yeah,
trying to pass?
very-
And I'm
very-
skimming right now. It says maybe cars will be a little more expensive in the
Yeah.
US.
So overall, like the overall deal is that it's going to probably be almost no different than NAFTA, basically.
Just
but
not
I
called
think,
NAFTA.
but I think Trump gets to put his name on it, which is really what he
Well,
wants.
he was
It'll
going
be
to
called
call it the
Trumpta.
Mexico United States agreement and leave Canada out because they weren't coming to the table quick enough.
Well, I think they'll probably come to the table sooner or later. But basically, from my point of view, this is just Trump trying to put his stamp on something, and it really doesn't matter what comes out of it. If it's exactly the same as what NAFTA is, with just minor differences, I don't think he cares.
So it's like
Yeah.
saying Obamacare, but it's Medicare.
Yeah.
When's the Mexican election? Does anyone know that?
It was
I
coming
know.
up. They said that it was coming
Yeah,
up.
okay, because I know that's like kind of a factor. there's like an exciting
I
sort of
see.
candidate.
Yeah.
Canada is trying to be stricter to protect its dairy industry, which I support
Yeah.
our dairy farmers. You know, I'm all about the dairy farmers. That could be a
Right.
big point.
If those cows are treated nicely.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not about all dairy farmers.
Some of them,
Those CAFOs are on
yeah,
my radar.
CAFOs.
Not my
Not about
thing.
the CAFOs.
Not about those CAFOs.
I mean, so much of agribusiness is brought into like is done by like mega corporations
Yeah.
now. Like it's very few like mom and pop farms that aren't, supplying, mass quantities of agriculture to large businesses like a Cargill or a
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Medline or
some.
whatever.
And like a well-treated cow, like a cow needs, they're very self-conscious. We don't know this about cows. Cows need about 10 compliments a day to produce good milk.
10
Yeah, we've been drinking.
seems excessive.
It, but it's not it's not hard.
How many?
Like,
do you
I
think-
need less
how many do you think
compliments
we
a
get
day.
today?
I
Yeah.
need less
we're law
compliments.
students.
Probably
We need
people need
negative
that
5
many.
compliments a day, and that's what we thrive on. Cows, on the other hand, they're big, beautiful creatures. You just got to be like, hey, big, beautiful girl. Look at those spots. Who's
Look at
got
those-
the best
I
spots?
try to
You got to
Yeah.
be
as
nice.
many
That's at
cows
least 3
as
compliments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
no.
mammary systems. You got to compliment the mammary system.
It's amazing
the only reason why I
bovine
say that is
creatures.
because the Minnesota State Fair was just there, and I
Yeah.
was watching the goat show, and they had a critique of the mammary systems. So
The birthing center made me feel really conflicted.
I watched a live
It's
calf
a
birth.
miracle. It's the miracle.
No,
of
I
life.
love I have nothing against birth, but
They tied a
the
chain to their
situation.
legs.
You want to be chained in a public building with a bunch of aliens looking
Watching
at you.
you.
people pay
They were stressed out. I was looking in their eyes. They were like wide-eyed and stressed out. And it's all. Birth already to me is a terrifying concept. And then having to do it in like a room full of just gawking children with ice cream and like fried Twinkies all over their faces.
So ice cream, so their own product.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, the thing that I was gonna feed my baby, that like now your disgusting little offspring is like dripping on the floor of my birthing den. It's a conflicting experience because I love animals so much, but I'm not sure how. I also endorse teaching kids about birth
4-H.
and the whole life cycle and animals, but like I don't know about those situations. It just does
You
not
could
look.
easily record that in a private setting and then show it as an instructional video.
You could do that. Yeah, you could do so many things, but we just.
But at the State Fair, they also show live neutering, veterinary operations. Like if you go to the pet center, they're like, "Oh, we got a show at 12 o'clock showing a cat being spayed." Great.
I had an agri-science class my first year of high school where we watched a pig get neutered in front of the class and also learned how to judge cow teats.
just
Like if you were going to join FFA, it was basically training for FFA, it was actually a really good class, but I did not want to join FFA, and they made me
amazing.
recite the pledge.
they made you recite the pledge.
Or there's the creed, the FFA creed. Everyone had to take turns going up in front of the class from memory reciting the FFA creed. It was kind of scary.
Yeah,
But we also learned about parliamentary procedure. Maybe a precursor again to law school. I don't know.
So I love vegan food. On another note, everybody should eat more of it. The ag lobby it's a thing to contend with.
I like vegan food as well.
Yeah, we're basically vegans here.
I am vegan. Plant-based.
Yeah, but I don't know. The State Fair, I went for the first time.
I broke my
Wow.
diet.
So
the first
maybe
time?
as a closeout, we probably need to wrap it up. But State Fair stories. First time at State Fair, I was 15. Flaming Lips concert, rainstorm, ran through the streets. There's more than a foot of water in the streets. We think it's going to be canceled. Finally, isn't canceled. Concert was awesome. Then I finally went to the Fair this week for the first time ever in my life, and I had a malt. They don't have butterscotch malts there. Someone have butterscotch malts. That's my advice. Malt was still good. And then Harry Sings was there. Great Caribbean food. Love you, Harry. That's my review. Mitch, go to the fair?
I did go to the fair.
Oh, yeah, you played your tuba.
I played
performed
my
in the
tuba. I played my. It was actually really, really good.
Shout out to Dat
Your
Brass.
tuba playing?
Yeah,
Or the fair?
No, I play. It was actually just me who played. So I just played like popular hit music, but from a tuba. So it was just like background beats of like stuff you'd listen to. Like I played like Seven Nation Army.
That would be pretty bomb
Just
on
on
like
the
a tuba. though.
just on the
Yeah.
tuba, Seven Nation Army.
That's awesome.
One tuba.
So yeah, and so people actually were able to figure out what I was playing. So I did Thriller too. That was another good one though.
Do that on a
I
tuba?
thought-
That's
yeah.
pretty
Awesome.
good.
Oh, yeah.
it
I bet you
sounds
had
great
so
on
many
tuba.
happy drunk people.
There were a ton of people. There were a lot of people there. It's amazing when you bring a tuba out on stage how many drunk.
Just bras everywhere.
I don't know about that, but how many drunk people will just come up to the stage and want to listen to somebody play the tuba?
Hold on, guys. I need to wait to get my food. There's a fucking tuba on the stage.
That's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
I went on Wednesday and saw Old Dominion. I was there from 1 to 11. And then I was also there on Saturday, which was a record-setting day overall. And I was there from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's a long day.
Wow. Oh my God.
Watching
a
the goat
long
show
day.
and the
Long day.
calf show, beef show,
It's
horse
a
show.
lot of castrations you watch.
Oh, I didn't watch castrations. I watched barrel racing. I
Barrel
watched the goat
racing
show.
is sick as heck.
Yeah, it was pretty
I'm all
cool.
about that too.
Did
And
you go,
then
Abby? Or
I didn't go this year, but I have like
What?
a set order of things. You go on the ride where it's like a disc that flips you up in the air and you're also spinning like this.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no.
That's a good one. Then you go
Never.
to the Miracle of Life Center, then get a bucket of cookies, and then the bottomless milk. In that order, because if you get the milk first, milk
too
is a
full for
bad
the
choice.
cookies.
Milk is a bad choice if it's first.
Yeah.
Don't.
Why do they only do chocolate chip?
Because
They can't have variety.
do you
It's
know
all about quantity.
Martha's makes like
$4 million
like a
Yeah,
day.
They're ridiculous.
That's
Say-
absurd.
in 12 days.
yeah, I mean, each cookie
make
probably
$4
costs
million
less than a penny.
in 12 days.
You could work 14 days of the year and be set. You pay the kids minimum wage, and you're only buying ingredients for cookies and buckets.
Only chocolate chip too, Martha. Come on, like where's some white
and
chocolate
she gets
macadamia or something?
she gets to spend her days at a lake house in Minnesota off of 14 days of work.
And this is why capitalism is good.
Thank you for listening to the Cold Call Lawcast. Follow us on social media at Cold Call Lawcast. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Ask us any question you'd like, and we'll answer it on our next episode. We'll see you next time.
I think we just need to end the podcast right where you said capitalism is good.
That's what kills. No,
and
you
that's
will
why
misquote me.
capitalism is good. End right there.
That's a good. Actually, that is a good end.
Sweet one.